Fitz Roy jacket sounds like howling wind and big mountains. But how good is it really? In today's video, we will find out. Hey guys, welcome to the High Ground. My name is Fabio, and today we're talking about Patagonia's Fitz Roy down jacket. I have this jacket since roughly 4 years in use, and I predominantly use it as a belay jacket and under extreme weather conditions. That means whenever I'm not the person climbing, when I'm standing around and belaying, I put on this jacket. If you're interested in a little bit more information about layering, I'm linking a video somewhere up here. And yeah, in this video, I'll share with you what my takeaways are after several years of using this jacket and what the improvements would be from Patagonia's side, but also what the really good things about these jackets are. Now let's start with the hard facts and the material. As I said, it is a down jacket, so it doesn't have synthetic insulation, but natural downs. If you're interested in really the differences between synthetic and down, I also made a video about that one. Should also be linked somewhere up here. And it is not a pure down jacket in terms of it is just an insulation layer, but it also has wind resistant properties, and it also has a coating that makes it at least a little bit of water and moisture resistant. Now the down in here is an 800 fill down. It is traceable down, so it is typically for Patagonia somewhat more, well, animal friendly. Of course, you have to get down from a bird, but the birds weren't alive anymore when the down was plucked. And the birds also never have been force fed. So this is something that Patagonia promises with this down jacket. And yeah, that's a good thing, right? Now this jacket, according to Patagonia, has an official rating from 14 to 41 Fahrenheit or from -10 to 5 degrees Celsius. But I will get into a little bit in which environments I used it and what I think about the warm ratings. And of course, since it's a down jacket, it's super lightweight with 485 grams or 17 ounces. Okay, so these are the actual numbers. Now let's look at some of the features of the jacket. Let's start with the hood. The hood is big enough to wear a climbing helmet beneath it. So this is something that's very good. You can just keep wearing a helmet and put the hood on top. It is also adjustable here, so it is not really an issue to wear it without a helmet. There are some jackets on the market that really have difficulties keeping your head warm if you don't wear a helmet because they're just too big and will get blown off by wind. Then going a little bit further down, of course there is the zipper. We will get to that. You can see here you have a wind lip that prevents wind from getting through the zipper onto your chest, so I can attest that this really holds tight. It is not an issue if you have windy conditions. I never had any issue with wind actually blowing through this. So this works very well. Then we have two chest pockets on the outside, one on this side, one on this side. And we have two side pockets here. Now, since this is a belay jacket, it's typically worn over your climbing harness. So it's really not a big issue that these side pockets are a little bit lower because you can still access them. They are not blocked by the climbing harness. If you would wear it below your climbing harness, then those wouldn't be functional anymore. One thing that I really like about this jacket on the inside, we have these big pockets here. And they are awesome to just put belay gloves in there. For me, these are generally very thick mittens. whenever I start climbing, I just put the mittens in here, in these big pockets, put the jacket with the mittens into my backpack. Whenever I arrive at the belay, I pull it out, put it on, and directly have my mittens available. They are close to the body, so the body heat keeps them warm. I really like those pockets a lot. I didn't use the outer pockets that much, but of course they also have a certain functionality. Down here at the seam, you can actually close the seam a little bit tighter so that it is tighter around your waist or your hip or your legs, depending on how big you choose the jacket. We will have to talk about sizing. And that's also something that is good because it keeps the warmth from escaping from your body, right? Because if you're open, then a lot of warmth will just be lost by just moving around on the belay. Okay, so these were the basic features. One thing, and that's already my main critique with the Fitzroy down jacket, the old version had a two-way zipper. So you could actually open the zipper, if you have it closed, you could open it up a little bit from below. And that was very neat because your climbing harness, all your gear is generally a little bit higher than the lower seam of the jacket. Now, you can't do that with this one, and that's really a downside. I talked to a tailor, but replacing this zipper would really cost a ton. It would be very difficult due to the down chambers that we have here. And yeah, it's not really feasible. So that's the main downside of this jacket, that it doesn't have a two-way zipper in front. And I really don't understand why Patagonia did this. The old version of the Fitzroy jacket, it still had a two-way zipper. Just the new version, which is still a belay jacket according to Patagonia, doesn't have it. So makes no sense for me. But that's really the only thing that I'm complaining about when it comes to the features of this jacket. Now going over to the arms, if we look at the cut here, you can see they have this triangle sawn in here. That means you really have a large range of motion with this jacket. It's still insulated around your arms, so it doesn't rely on some type of fleece like other jackets. It is all down, but you still have a big range of motion, and that's something that is very cool. Down here on the arms, you also have downfilling up all the way forward, and a little bit of a stretch, a rubber end here, which closes really tight around your arms so that you don't lose warmth there. Also there, the arms of this jacket are really well done. Okay, now so much for the features. Now for the fit. I just checked on Patagonia's homepage. The model there is 1.85 m, so roughly 6 foot tall, and wears an M. I am not sure what Patagonia is basing this measurement on, because in my opinion, a belay jacket is worn on top of your other jackets, your climbing suit, right? Maybe you have a thin insulation layer like the Atom SL or something below, and then a soft shell on top of it. And on top of that, I would actually wear that belay jacket. And for me, I have to have it in large. So I think medium for somebody who is 6 feet tall is too small if you really want to use it as a belay jacket. Of course, if you have a very slim build, then that's possible. But for the average Joe, I would go with a large. Now, how does the Fitzroy jacket actually perform in the field? As said, I have this jacket for 4 years now. I almost exclusively wear it in winter and in colder climes. That means north faces, ice climbing. I generally don't bring it, for example, for ski touring on a sunny day, although that's possible. But there I actually bring something a little bit thinner because it has a very high performance when it comes to keeping you warm. And standing with this one in the sun, I would assume that you will start sweating quite early and quite soon. So in my opinion, this is really a cold weather jacket for colder climbs. Compared to other down jackets I have, for example, the Mammoth Broad Peak down jacket, it performs very well when it comes to the weight and heat ratio. So I think that with the estimated 14 to 41 degree Fahrenheit or -5 to 10 degrees Celsius, Patagonia is actually underselling this jacket a little bit. I wore it in North Faces, as said, as a belay jacket on top of all my other gear, not as the only insulation layer, but I wore it down to -20 degrees Celsius. I would have to check what that's in Fahrenheit, but that's below 0 Fahrenheit. And yeah, I'm quite happy with this jacket. I think when it comes to belay jacket, it's my favorite belay jacket. As you can see, after 4 years, and now I have to say, heavy use might be exaggerated because I only bring it to those specific cold climbs, but I climbed a lot of big routes with it. So it might have his, I would say, 100, 150 days in the mountains. It hardly lost any downs, so you rarely have downs sticking out of it. The water repellent treatment is still there. Neither in ice climbing nor in North Faces I ever had the issue that the jacket lost its insulation properties due to any type of moisture. I also wore it on overnight trips and it held up quite well. So yeah, overall, I would say from a performance perspective, it's a really good jacket. And yeah, with that, let's get to one of the biggest points, the price. This jacket, I looked it up right now on the internet, and you might be able to get it for around $300 to $350. And I think that is really cheap for this jacket. I wore it on routes where the friend of mine who was there with me was actually wearing the Dually Belay parka from Arc'teryx, which cost roughly $1,000, and he was cold and I wasn't, right? So it is, especially for the price point, a really awesome jacket. I can't talk to wearing it above 5,000 meters, so I never used it for high altitude climbing, so I can't tell you how it would perform, for example, on Denali or something like that. But I know a few people who are very good climbers who did a lot of stuff in Alaska and that also brought this jacket as an insulation layer. So for me, this jacket is a clear recommendation, with the small downside that it does not have this freaking two-way zipper, and I don't understand why. Maybe you can get a cheaper tailor than I found that can fix that. But for me, yeah, that just stays really an annoyance that the jacket doesn't have this zipper. Okay, this was already my overview on this jacket. I'd like to keep it short and sweet. As said, good jacket, really good value for the price point. Thank you very much for watching this video. I appreciate the time you spent here. Please remember to subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell. I'm doing a lot of outdoor and climbing related videos. They are generally published every Monday. And yeah, thank you very much. Hit that like button and I'll see you next time.